It's Stephen Goldman. It's for Home Entertainment. Hi, Edgar, and congratulations on the film. I really loved it. My hat's off to you, man.
Oh, thank you.
If I could jump in, just tell me about your inspiration for the film, and what was it that drew you to this unique world and this unique story?
I think there are sort of 2 points of inspiration. Like one would be like being obsessed with the 60s, which I guess I always started to question that because I was not born in the 60s, I was born in the 70s. And I think there's an element of nostalgia where you're pining for the decade that you just missed. And I guess my obsession started with my parents' record collection because they had a box of like 60s records, but they seemed to sort of stop buying records when me and my brother were born. And so as a child, I was left with the kind of the 60s music to obsess over. And through that kind of like an obsession with the 60s itself in terms of film and music, art, fashion, then that deepened again when I came to London and I was in Soho itself. And Soho back in the 60s was sort of if London was the coolest city on the planet, then Soho was the coolest area in London. And that kind of legacy is still kind of like hangs very sort of heavy in the air. There's always that feeling in Soho that even though it's fun, is that maybe it was more fun before. But then you sort of have to question that as well because, you know, like there's obviously was a sort of like a great and exciting side to the period, but there's a darker side which some people choose to forget. And I think sort of almost the point of the movie is it's a lesson about the dangers of romanticizing the past.
Briefly, what would you say was the biggest challenge in pulling this off and your biggest takeaway in making it?
And a number of very challenging sequences. I mean, like on the set, we had some very complicated choreography shots, like dance numbers and shots involving mirrors that we tried to do as much in camera as possible. And then on location, I think probably one of the biggest challenges was shooting like in the center of London itself, in Soho, which is like right in the center of London, 24/7, like the only part of the city where it never sleeps. And we were shooting it both modern day and for the 60s.
We're doing this for Home Entertainment, and I wanted to ask you briefly again, what can we look forward to in terms of extras, bonus features, that kind of thing when the film is released for Home Entertainment?
Well, I'm a big believer in like sort of putting extras on films, and part of that is because there are so many amazing stories about the production that if you don't get them down like sort of within a featurette or on a commentary, those stories kind of get lost. So there are 2 commentaries. There's one with me and Christy Wilson-Cairns, my co-writer. There's another one with me and my editor Paul Matchless and my composer Stephen Price. There are some kind of extended and alternate versions of scenes. There are some animatics and rehearsal like videos that I think fans of the movie will find very kind of like illuminating to watch, to see how some things were done. And there are some great featurettes about the making of the movie with the cast and crew.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I'm getting my wrap cue. Congratulations again on the film. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
Be well.